Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly, play-by-play voice of the Charlotte Rush. We are post-game in the coach's office for the Charlotte Rush here at the Extreme Ice Center. Following a big weekend of hockey on this Sunday, November the 4th, the Rush Elite team sweeping the Potomac Patriots. And for all the highlights and to answer some questions, we bring in the head coach of the Charlotte Rush Elite, John Turner. Well, John, what an exciting game on Saturday. You fell behind 2-0 going into the third period, but the guys are very solid in the third period, resilient, got a couple of goals. You had to go to overtime, but then you finally got it. So overall thoughts on the win on Saturday?
Just to be honest with you, a terrible first two periods. We didn't play the way we play, hunting pucks, supporting pucks, taking care of our own net. And we continue to put ourselves in these situations. Thank God we've played some tight ones and come out on top, which is going to put us in a good position for playoffs and playing tight games. But we've got to get better at playing a full 60. We can't put ourselves in these positions in playoffs. It's not going to be that easy with that much pressure and young guys to be able to bounce back like that. So we got to take advantage of a team like this. Should have been an easy weekend of getting a full 60 out of the boys. So. Just got to be consistent and come out focused energy. Well,
of course, you can tell that John's a bit disappointed with the effort despite the win. And I guess the only silver lining in that, of course, is that a good team, usually a characteristic of a good team, is they can still win when they hadn't played. And not only did John's team not play a full 60, but as he said, only played about a full 25. But you still got the win, John. And got to talk about Davis Smith. Talk about a guy redeeming himself. I know he had to feel terrible taking that double minor for roughing at the beginning of the overtime, which really put the Rush on the penalty kill for almost the whole 5 minutes, but then somehow he steps on the ice and gets the winning goal. What a turnaround that was.
Absolutely, and he was named assistant captain this week, so I think he's trying to do a little too much, trying to fill those shoes a little bit, and was just going a little too hard in the corner. I don't think it was anything malicious. I think he's a strong kid, and he just got the better of a kid and got a penalty. But was able to put it aside, which is something sometimes he's not good at. Sometimes he lets his energy, negative energy, get the best of him. But, great characteristic of a leader is he figures out a way to come back and be an influence on the game. So I can't be bummed out about that. And he had a great attitude getting off the penalty kill and getting right out there, making a difference.
All's well that ends well, that's for sure. John, earlier today you had told me about Hayden Ellsbury. And again, for you folks who don't know, Hayden is a prospect for the Rush. He's only 16 years old, only one of two 16-year-olds on the Rush right now. And you gave him a start, and you said maybe he wasn't quite awake early, but I think once he got settled down, he did make some good saves to keep us only down 2-0. Talk about his play.
Absolutely. I don't think we win that game without some of the big saves he had. So a great learning experience for him and able to come out on top and not have to take a loss over a couple mistakes early. So he's able to have a learning experience without getting too bummed out and having a loss. But yeah, he just has to be focused. I mean, he does the same thing in practice where he's getting more mature about coming out, being ready to go, playing a full 60 in practice the same way you play a full 60 in the game. So I think that's a good thing for him to build off of.
John, I know he's got to be thrilled, too, that you've given him a few starts this year. When he joined, he probably thought, man, I may never see the ice. I'm a prospect, and you got two good goalies ahead of him. So I know he has to be thrilled to be able to get these several games he's gotten so far.
Absolutely, and he's had a great attitude the whole time. Anytime he doesn't play or he's a scratch, he's the first one to help out with everything. Again, I don't think he was expecting much, but a lot of times when it's easier to say that you're not expecting much, but then when it comes to the game day, you're frustrated and you show it, and he hasn't done that one bit. He's a great locker room guy. He helps out. I couldn't ask for more.
Good. Well, again, we turn our attention to today's game. The Charlotte Rush winning 7-2. And John, a guy who's been coming on pretty strong, flexed his muscles again today. Blake Blevins with the hat trick, but you got some contributions from some other guys too. Charles Brindell chipping in with a goal. But just talk about Blake Blevins. What's been the difference of him the last maybe 3 weeks where he's coming on scoring now?
He's been spending a lot of extra time on the ice, skills-wise, and I think that's played a big part in building his confidence. His foot speed's getting better. His being hard on pucks is getting better, and just confidence with the puck, being able to have some patience and poise with the puck. So I think it's just all of his hard work coming to fruition here.
And again, Luke Fox got the weekend off. Your number one goalie right now, Hayden Ellsbury getting the start last night, and Andrew Nagowski getting the start today. And he had 35 saves, many good ones to hold you in. So talk about Andrew's play today.
Absolutely. I think we let them have way too many shots against a team like Potomac, and No-Go hung in there, gave us a shot, kept it close, made some big saves, and I couldn't ask for more from him. He was very talkative back there, which something I've been asking him to do is communicate more. So that's a big help.
Andrew is a little quiet off the ice, so that's a challenge, I'm sure, John, to get him to talk a little bit more on the ice. But you said he's been improving in that area, and we're very happy. We're talking with John Turner, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Elite, here on our post-game show on this Sunday, November the 4th, the Rush beating Potomac twice this weekend. John, we turn our attention now to Atlanta. That's where you'll be heading this coming weekend for a couple of games with the Kings. They were here last weekend, and I think for you and Lenny on both Premier and Elite, you kind of felt like we got some unfinished business down there. I think you felt that we didn't play quite as good as we could have. We split in both areas. So what will be the mindset going into Atlanta this coming weekend?
Same thing, full 60 here. We didn't play a full 60. When we pre-scouted them, they have some scores. They have some guys that can shoot. And first and foremost, when you're playing against some shooters, you can't let them shoot. You got to take away time and space. And we gave them too many opportunities. They have a good power play where their shooters are on, and we let them have power play. So we've got to be disciplined, and we just got to take away time and space and then hunt pucks, be first to pucks, and just battle. That's it.
And, John, again, never any excuses from our organization, but you got one of your top scorers out now for about a month in Kieran St. Ange, and we don't know when we'll get Kyle Prestis back. He's a guy that's been with us now for 3 years, veteran presence back there. So I know the loss of those guys has to hurt some too.
Absolutely, and thank God the younger guys have stepped up and filled some shoes. Jackson Ross is a big loss. We lost Strickler this weekend, our captain. So there's a lot of guys out, but guys have to step up. They've done that pretty well. It's going to be a little more difficult against a team like Atlanta. So they've got some big shoes to fill, but as long as we have a good week here of practice, I think we'll be rolling into the weekend well.
And Jackson Ross and London Strickler expected to play in Atlanta next week?
Very day-to-day.
Okay.
I think it's positive, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Sure.
Knock on wood here.
Okay. John, thanks again for the thoughts and observations. Always appreciate it. And congrats on getting the 2 wins. I know you maybe thought the guys didn't play a full 60-minute game each time or 100%, but 2 wins is still 2 wins and 4 points in the standings. So good job this weekend and good fortune next weekend in Atlanta.
Thank you so much, Tim. I really appreciate it.
All right, John Turner, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Elite. And again, you can catch all the action of the Rush in Atlanta next Saturday and Sunday on Hockey TV. Hope you'll tune in. 2 weeks from this weekend, the Hampton Roads Whalers come to town. That'll be our next home games here at the Extreme Ice Center. Hope you'll come out and cheer the Charlotte Rush in those big games against Hampton Roads. Our next set of home games here at the Extreme Ice Center, 2 weeks from this weekend. Well, again, our social media platforms for the Charlotte Rush, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, go there often. There'll be lots of updated information on the Charlotte Rush there, our YouTube channel, and also our website as well. Thanks to Anthony Pagnotta, our cameraman from the Carolina School of Broadcasting. And for John Turner, I'm Rush play-by-play announcer Tim Donnelly. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.